Hello guys and welcome, this is part1 3T Casting, Holy for the Win recording, and I Sit Down to P is going to be commentating with me on this game. What's going on, I Sit?
Not much. What's up, everybody?
And
right now we have PHB versus MSI. This is it third round?
Third round, that is correct. So this is quarterfinals.
Yeah. So right now we have Swiftblade, Band, then Playgrider, followed by... Oh, sorry, I'm just reading the wrong part. That's then Ophelia, Hellbringer, and Slither, and a Curse.
And we have a huge change right now for Fnatic MSI. They go with Chronos first pick. Now in their last two games, their first round and their second round game, they went for a push strat assisted by a heavy carry. So we might still see that. The reason I'm guessing we're not seeing it is that Slither was taken out of the game, as well as Ophelia, excuse me. Soul Stealer, Soul Reaper, two great picks. Now, this is going to be... Actually, where was it? PHB used the roaming Nighthound, I think, last tournament, or something like that. But anyways, PHB loves to roam gank, if I'm not mistaken, Para. I know you're big on that, so maybe you can help me out.
Yeah, PHB is definitely a really strong team when it comes to ganking strategies, so I don't know, they have a Soul Stealer, so let's see what they can do with Soul Stealer. I don't think we've seen a game where anyone's been on him yet, so maybe we'll see some really strong ganks by their Soul Stealer here. Obviously MSI, they're looking to go for a turtle. They have Chronos, they have Corrupted Disciple. They're probably going to use D-Sham to babysit that Chronos, so pretty solid pick so far.
Yeah, and I'm gonna guess we're gonna see something to combo with that Demented Shaman. Now, I wouldn't be too shocked if we saw a jungling hero come out here, give CD a solo lane, stick Chronos with D-Sham, and then get someone else who could solo as well, and then you could stick Tempest in the jungle, something along that line. But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Chronos is jungling capable. He can jungle. It's not too strong, I don't think, especially now with the nerf he kind of took. But it is possible. I don't think we're gonna see that, but I think it's something we can't really rule out. But now we have Magnus and Engineer on these PHB side, which is some more carry power from Engineer, as we saw in the last game. Savage Mace and Thunderclaw actually did a lot of damage, got that stun when he needed. And Magnus, a great AoE hero, so although I don't really like their lanes, I think their lanes are going to be a little shaky, but Vindicator coming off, great pick by MSI to really counter Magnus, Soul Stealer, and Engineer. And real quick, something I also want to mention is that we have a substitution in for MSI. Fresh Firefly is going to join this lineup instead of Doctor, actually, which is a huge player. But we'll see how that goes.
PHB might look to pick up Tempest here. I mean, they can use Soul Reaper as a solo and Soul Stealer. PHB are really big on Tempest. They pick him almost, well, every game I've seen. So it wouldn't be a bad pick. We might see that. Polywog Priest, another. MSI has been really big on Polywog Priest this tournament so far, so they've been pushing real strong with them and ending games pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I think their lanes. Let's see if their lanes. So we'll see most likely Vindicator or D-Sham assisting with Chronos in the top lane. Polywog will be in that mid again maybe, but Fresh Firefly CD is a very strong mid as well. I don't really know what they're going for right now. What do you think their lane assignments are going to be for MSI?
Yeah, I don't know. Either they're going to have CD in the mid and they're going to look to gank, or they're going to have Polywog again to get the fast level 6 to pull off some early pushes. It could go either way for them. PHB really thinking about that last pick though. They're taking all of their time. Coming down the last 3 seconds here, and a Pestilence rolls out.
And that's going to be rough, because if they are going to... Now, in the last few tournaments I've seen, every single time I've seen a Pestilence pick has been built straight initiation, port key, then he gets his stun off. But the huge problem with their strategy right now for PHB is if they're going for all these blinks, is they got Vindicator on the other side. As soon as one's in, counter comes off from Vindicator, and that could really screw with PHB's real damage development.
See, like I said, PHB really big on the Tempest, so I think that they were looking to get Tempest, and why they took so long in that last pick was because they had Vindicator on the Hellborn side. Vindicator was definitely a really good pick. I mean, it does kind of screw up their lanes a little bit, but it's really going to mess with their team.
Yeah, and Now, is it normally PHB who roam ganks?
Yeah, he usually plays the mid, and he does phenomenal in every game.
Alright, so you gotta keep an eye on him. Soul Stealer, strong mid hero. But no matter who he plays, he's gonna be against a strong player. Corrupted Disciple, played by Fresh Firefly, amazing player. Or even Trixie on Polywog Priest, two amazing players. And I wouldn't be too surprised if Soul Stealer had a rough early game. Actually, I want to go back to something I recently just said. For lane assignments, I'm gonna say Demented Shaman. Well, I don't really know, but we're gonna see CD mid definitely, because if you put Polywog mid, low HP, Soul Stealer's gonna eat him alive. So we'll see CD mid.
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, I haven't seen Fev Soul Stealer yet, but it's more than likely going to be really strong. I think that's one of his most played heroes, so yeah, CD would definitely be the smarter choice for mid because of that.
And we're gonna get into the loading screen.
Exciting.
Very. This is a quarterfinal. I don't know who the winner will go on to play. I believe 5 is in that bottom bracket, but they've been having some rough tournaments. So we get a quick pause here by PHB. No real support heroes on PHB. Well, Soul Stealer, or Soul Reaper, rather. No. Oh, we're gonna get items coming out here, so we can still figure this out. Maybe no. Okay, we'll go to the Hellborn then. D-Sham gets the chicken and Vindicator on the wards. And it looks like Fresh is lining up for that solo mid. Then again, so is Polywog. But Polywog really has built a more of a kind of supporting hero role. So we'll probably see him in lane. But their lanes aren't really too strong. I mean, you're going to have a really squishy lane if they put CD mid with Kronos and one of the support heroes up top. Then you have 3 int heroes for that, so 1 babysits Kronos and then 2 have to go in lane with the CD mid. So maybe we won't see CD mid. Maybe we're going to see Polywog go mid. We'll see D-Sham Kronos top and then Vindicator CD bottom. But that's a really shaky lane. We'll see. For the Hellborn, Soul Stealer will be mid. Mag Engineer maybe. Pesty Soul Reaper. What are you thinking?
Yeah, Vindicator's just probably gonna head down bottom because he got wards, and then obviously D-Sham top. It's more than likely gonna be D-Sham Kronos, and then probably Polywog Vindicator, just because, you know, we discussed that CD is probably the better mid. But what they're gonna have to do though is definitely stop Soul Stealer from getting the runes, because either way that the Legion puts their lanes, they're gonna have 1 stun, 2 stuns plus a nuke. So CD's ganks are gonna do a lot with the hero's help in the lane he goes to gank. So runes are gonna be a huge factor for both teams.
And now, so it's gonna come down to the bottle then, I'm guessing. But still waiting on the pause here from PHB. While this is happening, I'm gonna just minimize here real quick so we can get who PHB beat on their way up the ladder. So I'm gonna get that real quick here. If it unpauses, give me a heads up.
Yeah, sure.
But we know who Fnatic beat. Fnatic beat PTG, which is our team. And then second round we just saw was WCI, I believe.
W4, I think.
W4.
Yeah, they did really well. They did
Roughly.
really well.
Yes, they did actually. They managed to hold off their push strat, which was working out really slowly for MSI for almost 44 minutes, or 40 minutes roughly. But then the real game changer was the Madman pick from Fnatic MSI. Just came through and roll stomped with the huge items he was able to really develop over the time period that he got to farm.
The resume comes out here, by the way. I'm not sure if you're in game. But it is Polywog we're going to see middle.
I think that's the smart decision here. They know that if they didn't do that, then they'd have a really squishy